So, Blake and Jason, we meet again. It's been more than a year since season 17, and I bet you've forgotten all about me. Well, let me tell you something. I haven't forgotten how season 17 ended. I remember those things that you said about me, Box. And it's not just me, oh no. All of Great Britain was listening. We've been waiting and watching. We watched Neon Gnome. It wasn't very good. We watched She's With Me. We didn't like it. We watched Action Family. That one was pretty good. But I'm here to tell you, the Brits are back for another season. So, here's my question. Who's the daddy now, Blake and Jason? I'll tell you. I'm the daddy now.
Nub, all right? She's just taking your shit every day forever. I'm not that person, okay? I'm not going to take your shit, all right?
Beaten down to a nub.
Yeah. You sit here in this house.
I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
And you put up with his horse shit day after... Not me. No, ma'am.
We got to sleep with me, though.
I will. I don't know if that's on the table or not.
You know what? Amen to that, brother. So what we're
You
going
can do it on the table.
Oh, thank you. Do you have the Chris Tuckley thing up, or do you need me to get that up?
You'll need. I printed it out, but I left it at work.
I really can't read this.
You'll do fine.
I can't read it.
Well, I'm going to be making a phone call on this episode. Just
Ooh, honey.
Yes, but you're aware there's an invention called television, and on that invention, they show shows.
Are you still at PetSmart or Petco?
Nope.
What? Yeah, you are. I'm going to call over there.
No.
He won't say your name.
Why not? Why? If you don't work there, why is it not? Why can't I call there?
I work there, but
You do work there.
Liar!
I'm not going to call.
I was going to say they're closed. They won't answer the phone anyway.
Well, we're going to ring until someone answers. We'll be here all night if we have to. Someone's picking up that phone.
How long has it been since you've been on? It's been a while.
It's not been that long. It's a couple months, maybe, right?
Yeah, maybe. No, it's been longer than that, I think.
Really scraping the barrel.
I know, right?
Not at all. She's one of the best guests we have.
Oh, thanks, Jason.
That time that we did the where you were mimicking all of the sound effects.
That was classic.
That was one of the best things we did. So funny.
Should remember that. Say, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did you change the email address? Password?
Yeah. It changed everything.
I'm not going to be able to read
It's capital HANK 1 capital HANK.
All right.
Okay. Stop.
What?
What did you do?
I couldn't get into our YouTube page.
YouTube. We were trying to post that video, Hoop Jeans with the one-on-one basketball, and he couldn't figure out how to log into YouTube to post this video, so he had to change the password, and it changed it on our email account too.
Stupid email accounts and has passwords and
There's an email here from. Did we already play the one that had? Did we play when Kevin was on? Did we play the email or the voicemail that was complimenting Adam Z?
No. Which one is... Oh, no, we didn't, so let's do that. Yeah. Laser fillers, barrel. Yeah.
No, that's not him. Is it? It doesn't say anything about Adam Z in that one, does it? That's the one. That's the weird one that David Lytle sent us. He was texting me a couple weeks ago.
And we didn't play it either, too.
But he was like, I don't like the way it came out. I'm going to record it in a file and send it to you.
Yeah. I don't remember that.
Well, no, you don't, because he was talking to me directly.
Oh.
The voicemail thing, there was one, though, right? That was like talking to...
No, the other one was, this is Adam. And at first I thought it... Like,
no, but didn't someone call about Adam Z, though?
I don't think so. But we do need to play this one, because I...
Oh, no, it was... I think it was Lucas.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you want to play this one, it's fine. David Lytle says opportunity to re-record it if you wanted.
No.
We'll play this how it is.
Yeah.
I'll get the one...
Leave it how it lies.
I'll get the one ready from Chris and the weird
AI.
whatever the fuck this thing is that he
Well, he didn't write. He just filled in. It was like a Mad Lib.
That's true.
It was like a Mad Lib, and so it didn't come out right.
It's like,
But I think Molly will love it.
it's long.
Yeah, it's like 7 pages.
Do you want me to read the whole thing?
Yeah.
And do you want me to read both sides of it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this thing's long. Molly's gonna get weirded out by it. It'll be good. Okay.
Ready?
Hold on, I gotta get my.
God damn it!
No, it's fine.
I had to wait for him all the fuck.
There we go. We're good.
All right, ready?
Well, I was getting my phone call ready for later.
Oh.
Yeah.
You have to. We can't start the show until you do it.
Oh, I'm supposed to do it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm first. All right. She used to be an actress.
She ever do anything I saw?
I think her biggest deal was she starred on a pilot, in a pilot, on a pilot, something with a pilot.
What's a pilot?
Well, you know, the shows on TV.
I don't watch TV.
Yes, but you're aware that there's an invention called a television. And on that invention, they show shows.
Yeah.
Well, the way they pick the shows on the TV is they make one show, and that show's called a pilot. And then they show that one show to the people who pick the shows on the strength of that one show. They decide if they want to make more shows. Some get accepted and become TV programs, and some don't and become nothing. They starred in one of the ones that become nothing.
Wow. No punctuation ever.
Isn't it supposed to be fast? Aren't you supposed to read it fast?
It's supposed to be a conversation.
Who gives
Well,
a shit?
you should say more.
No one cares.
It's one-sided conversation. Does he do that every time?
Welcome to Couch Pilots, all of my friends. Shut up. The show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television, pilots of the past. My name is Jason, and with me is my last call man. It's Captain Philip Restisher. Good evening.
There's been many a times where we have been at a bar and they called last call, and we just go over and hug each other, and we go up, and I look at you, you look at me,
And we say, one more round.
and then I make you get your wallet out.
Yep,
And we get one more round.
that's right.
You ever been drunk with me, Jason?
I don't get super drunk very often.
Yeah.
There's been a few times that I've only been hungover like maybe 2 or 3 times ever.
Okay.
But I don't really get super drunk, and when I do, oh my goodness!
Oh, it's 11. Spinal Tap.
I was just gonna say that I'm like a happy, laughy drunk, and on an occasion I get maybe a little frisky, but usually I'm just kind of a
Frisky like touching people, or like frisky like as in like uppity like in your
frisky
face?
like the cat food. I
Oh,
would say.
so very dry and like a star.
I smell like tuna.
But speaking of tuna, let's go ahead and do it.
Yeah, let's do it right now. Ready?
Let's do it. Our guest for this evening,
Speaking of tuna,
the Tuckley 10 is ending. Season 25, episode 10.
Brought out the big guns.
We brought the big guns. You don't hear her very often, but when you do, you know her voice. She's awesome. My wife, Mollz, welcome to the show.
hey, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming downstairs.
Hey, well, you know, on occasion when you ask me 3 weeks in advance, of course.
Mollz, have you ever heard of the song Dog Police?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. Have you heard that song before?
Maybe, but I wouldn't be able to name it by name.
Listen to this,
Listen to this.
and you can talk us through it. If there's things you're thinking about while listening to it, if you like it, if you don't like it, you can tell us while it's going on.
Intro violation. Oh, it's got doggies.
Can't do it.
What do you think about that?
I think it's turned down over there on your end.
In my car last Saturday night, had a blind date, she was out of sight. She was a chick from a canine set. Her hair was blue, her teeth were green.
Is this an actual song?
It is.
Down to the lonesome
I mean, by virtue of you hearing it and being melodic, it is a song.
Right, but is it something that someone has purchased, or is it more like a catchy something you'd hear on a meme and nobody really plays it?
Wait for the chorus, right?
Yeah.
It seems low.
Oh, Jesus. Was that part of it, or is that you?
My baby is the table there. Look in the mirror and I wipe my nose. And when I came back, what did you say?
Cocaine.
I can't understand what they're saying, so I don't particularly care for it.
Just listen to the chorus.
We're not playing the chorus.
Oh, then.
What do you think? Good? Good?
No.
You liked it?
No.
You liked it?
No.
Oh, gosh.
Like, how much did you like it, though?
Yeah, like on a scale
On
of
a
1 to
scale of
7.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with a 2.
Well, you know what? Not bad.
We'll take it.
It sounded like cute dog, so it got a 2.
That's the only
Cute dog bump.
that's the only show that we've done on Couch Pilots that was based off of a song.
Oh.
There's a pilot called Dog Police. And you know who's in it? Jeremy Piven. You know Jeremy Piven?
Nah.
Not a household name at all. You know who is? Adam Sandler.
You watched it, actually, to be honest
did
with you. It was they were
Trench coats.
trench coats and they had dog faces. You watched part of it.
Oh, did I? Dog Police, I think they also have a book series for young adult readers.
I'd love to read
called
it.
Dog Police.
I'd love to read it.
I think so, yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Yes, welcome.
You
Thank
are
you.
one of our star staffers. You've been a staff member for a long time. You're the stewardess.
You would think I'd make more money.
During COVID, you haven't been working very much. And how has that affected your life?
Well, I had to go find 3 other jobs.
Okay.
So really, I have been working a lot.
Name those jobs. 1.
I play with truck drivers all day.
Okay. Number 2.
I play with dogs all day.
And number 3.
Play with truck lot lizard.
No, not that kind of play.
Oh.
And number 3,
lot lizard.
crafters.
What is that? What's a crafter?
I'm a crafter.
We remember when we called the place where you work the Petco and we asked about vegan dog food,
I don't work at a Petco.
but like PetSmart or
Yeah, we
whatever.
called PetSmart. Remember?
We called the pet store and we asked for vegan dog food. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
And then then you're a lot lizard, and then the third one is what's crafters?
I'm a crafter.
What does it even mean?
I got a cricket, and so now I craft.
But are you making money doing that?
Yeah, no.
That's not a job at all. Then
Well,
that's not a job.
it's a hobby.
Yeah, okay, that's different.
There was that's actually a funny story.
I'd be like, hey, you know what my second job is? Masturbating. How much money you make? I don't make any money. Not a job at all.
I got 4 jobs then.
I got 4 jobs completed today.
oh, good God.
One of them-
five that shit.
One of them hit me in the eye.
Can't do it.
There's something wrong with that. It's not up or something.
Well, I've got different.
up on the top, Lav.
It's okay. There, that's good right
Thanks,
there.
yeah.
How about this?
Can't do it.
That's perfect.
Hey, tell me about your crafters. It's not like lenses, is it?
No, I got a cricket. I
I don't know what that is.
A cricket is a cutting tool where you can make, not the cricket, but it's spelled CRICUT.
Cricket wireless.
No, not the phones.
Okay.
No, I can make stuff out of vinyl. I can put car decals. I can make. That's what I should be doing. I should have been making couch pilot crap the entire time I was off.
Well, I'm not. This is not meant to be disrespectful. I'm about to say, but
Oh, hell.
so fucking what? Like, what do you do with that stuff? You can do it. So the fuck what? What do you do with it?
I give it to my friends as gifts.
Like a piece of vinyl you give to them?
No, I put it on like wood and
Okay.
then like door hangers.
I'm curious. I
or
don't know what you do with
signs
T-shirts.
T-shirts
Or masks.
How does the
Masks.
T-shirt work?
Oh, I had to buy her a different thing for that. I had to buy her a heating press, which is basically just a square iron.
So basically, from the Cricut, you can make any design you want if you download it as a file. Is that right?
Yep.
And then you can take those and put an iron-on material, cut it out, and then you get a hot press as an iron to make a T-shirt.
Correct.
I have a T-shirt I want you to make.
That's fine. You let me know.
It's
what
for
it
my
is.
dad. I love him.
Okay. I can do it. Maybe as long as it doesn't take more than one color.
Please do. No, it's one color. It's
Oh
only
yeah,
one
I
color.
can do that. No. Layering's no fun. I've found that out.
Blake was leaving the last episode we did, which is funny because Amanda's on it, and I mean, no offense to you, but he loves Amanda.
Yeah, he does.
And he left the episode because he had to pee, and he said something about his prostate.
What about his prostate?
I don't know. Is there something wrong with this? You know him intimately. Is there something wrong with his prostate?
No, he doesn't talk to me about things like that.
He said. And then, what did you say about your prostate? It's black as oil.
No, I'm like, I'll wake up in the middle of the night and
Yeah.
I'll pee, and it's not just like a midnight pee. It's like for like 5 minutes I'm peeing.
Don't you got to cut off the drinking, the intake of fluid at a certain time, and then you got to pee like twice before you go to bed, and then you have yourself a sound sleep.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say, because he's just drinking like a fucking fish, and then he goes to bed.
Are you doing a tall boy Miller Lite, putting it on the nightstand? It's like, I go to bed now.
That's exactly where it is.
You got to pee before you go to bed, brother.
Wow.
This is the second episode. This is where we drink more.
Right. Yeah.
What else are we going to talk about?
We had a special thing from Chris Tuckley.
We teased it last week.
Yeah, this is the last episode of the Tuckley 10, part 2.
Tell us what that is. Let's get that out of the way.
Season 25, Chris Tuckley, super fan, monetarily, communication-wise, and friend-wise, top-tier guy. He sent us 10 links to 10 pilot episodes from the UK that failed. And this is the second time in our history that we're doing it.
Our seasons are 10 episodes at a time. He's given us a full season's worth of content.
Yeah, so there's been 20 episodes where you hadn't had to do any work.
Well, I wouldn't say exactly that. I didn't have to search out the links. I still had to investigate. I still had to contact the people.
Ooh, did you get a hold of these people?
No.
Oh, but last week we were on fire.
Yeah, there
17 people.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of people to get a hold of for this episode as well.
They're all dead,
and they're all dead, thankfully. But no, I did not get. There's spoiler alert: no Twitter responses this week. Sorry.
But Chris Tuckley really has, over the years, has enjoyed my sexual escapade stories.
Oddly enough, yeah.
I've told many sexual escapade stories. Molly,
I'm
don't
sorry,
worry.
Chris.
None of them have ever had to do with you.
Well, because
'Cause
there
I-
wouldn't be any escapades going on with me.
Well, I'm just saying, I have respect for my wife. Ma,
Dude.
it's all the other horrors. Don't worry.
It's all the other
but,
ones you're doing on the side.
They're all before you.
Well,
This
let me
is
ask you
on the
this.
side.
Molly, what's the podcast that you have where you talk about your sexual exploits?
Oh yeah, no, we stopped doing that one.
Do you
cricket and flick it?
Jeez. Does that bother you at all that he talks about that a little bit?
Yeah.
It does?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't bother her because she doesn't listen.
Okay.
It's fine.
It doesn't matter that I don't listen. It's still the fact
But you
that
don't
there's
know.
millions of people out there that.
Millions?
Sorry. Okay, there's 7 people out there that know
There you go.
everything.
There you go.
I was going to say 5s of people.
Well, I mean, I know they're all nice people and they're not, crazy perverts or anything. But
Except Chris Tuckley, because
Oh.
good segue. Chris Tuckley said, "Hey Blake, you haven't told any sex stories in a long time.
The well is run dry.
The well has run dry."
Blake, tell us one.
Oh, actually,
No.
hold on. I'm going to make it a little weird. Blake, you often say you've bedded X amount of women.
Yes, X.
Does Molly know that number?
No.
Okay, I won't say it then. Do you see how I expertly kind of danced around that?
And then hung on to it.
But also
make
set
her
you up
furious.
for a
I'm
massive
sure
argument.
it's like at least 300.
300.
I'm going to 300.
But reversal, do you know how many people she's been
Yep.
with intimately?
Yep.
Okay.
Sure do.
How many?
4.
2?
4.
Are we talking about that or not?
No, we're not.
No. Whisper
4.
it to me real quick and then the mic.
Oh yeah, like 300. Yeah.
You've been with 300? Wow. I think you guys might both be patient 0 for the HIV virus.
But anyway,
I'm glad you found each other.
yeah.
Well, yeah, we're here.
Well, eventually, if you fuck 300 people, you're gonna find each other.
Hey,
You know what,
hold
to
on.
be-
It might
honest
have
with-
been more like 7.
To
I
be,
don't know.
to be honest with you, for you saying 300, kind of makes me feel like a stud.
Last week he was talking about taking his already massive member and wanting to genetically engineer it to make it bigger.
Jesus Christ.
And I was like, it's no longer going to become a like they say, oh, that guy's got a third leg. It's going to be he has a second torso. That's what people
My ultimate dream is to genetically have my penis go into the vagina and come out the asshole.
like a shepherd's hook. That's right.
That's disgusting.
You're awful. I
Blake Clayton.
thought
Jesus
more.
Christ.
Don't say my last name.
All right, so Chris Tuckley sent us an email, and are you done? Fucking wrap that shit up. Do you have any more of those Dead Man's doubles?
Oh, I have two. This is my only second one I drank
Okay.
since I got them a week ago.
All
I've really done well, right?
As long
That's
as there's
two.
shit beer to drink, you won't drink the good stuff, right?
I save us for special occasions, and my wife is here, and it's a special occasion.
Well, Chris Tuckley has. We often exchange emails with him, but and rarely do we kind of dig into them on the show. But this seems like one that we should really crack open and kind of splay out for everyone, don't you think?
Yeah, he spent a lot of time on this.
So he says to us, unprompted, Dear Jason and Blake, as is now customary at the close of a UK Pilots only season of your unique podcast, I'm writing to offer my heartfelt thanks to the Couch Pilots team. And Molly, you're an integral part of that team.
I appreciate that. I was kind of like, he didn't say Anne Molly at the beginning of that. But I understand, Chris. It's okay.
What words will suffice to sum up my emotions, and how can I repay the favor, FAVOUR,
Oh, wow. Nice.
that has
Very
been
nice.
shown to me just one amongst your legions of loyal international listeners?
All seven. All seven.
They're all international for some reason.
Right.
We're doing very poorly domestically.
And in Spain.
One of the moments that really struck a chord for me this season was Blake's sad reflection on his dwindling supply of sex stories. It really is kismet that you're here for this episode, Molly.
I'm glad I could be here.
My instinct was to help a friend in need, but what could I do? Make up a story for him? Definitely not. I am a mere traveler in the foothills, not a titan who has scaled the very mountains of carnal delight.
Carnal delight.
Sounds like a delicious Turkish dessert, doesn't it? You know what?
Some
I'll
stuffing.
take two.
With some cream. Whipped cream.
I thought and thought, and then I came up with an answer. Why not harness the very latest in white-hot technology to provide Blake with what he needs? I love the phrase white hot.
That means cum. It's a cum euphemism. It's a cum euphemism.
I don't know that it is.
Oh.
Could you just let him finish this the letter?
my bad.
I turned to the internet, into the world of AI, artificial intelligence.
Sure.
Using
Or artificial insemination.
That's
either
right.
one.
Using my intimate knowledge of Blake, gleaned through years of revelations on Couch Pilots, I fed the relevant data into a powerful AI storytelling / gaming program available
my
online.
God.
This is very real. We did, Blake nor I are smart enough to create this on our own. Selecting a fantasy setting with Blake as a heroic knight errant, I tweaked the introductory paragraph to give it the right flavor, again with a U. Then provided prompts, my text is in red, as Blake's story progressed. While it takes a while to get started, but I'm sure you'll agree that once it hits its stride, the AI really delivers, right down to its Clayton-esque conclusion.
Oh, my.
I hope that he enjoys it and can add it to his world-famous erotic repertoire. My big love to both of your faces. Chris,
jeez.
big X, little x, big O, little O.
Oh, you got X's and O's.
I did.
Wow.
Honey, just so you know, people in the UK, they sign off with X's.
X's and O's?
And sometimes they're uppercase, sometimes they're lowercase.
That's right.
And so the more X's you get, and O's you get, the better off you are. So that's
Hugs
good.
and kisses, X's and O's.
Well, it's fucking and blowjobs is what it is.
no, it's hugs and kisses.
Oh, my bad.
I will say this.
My grandmother used to do it.
Oh. I bet. You know what? I bet she did.
So I'm about to read a tale of artificial intelligence erotica from Chris. And I want to say this part that Chris sent us before. It says, I tweaked the introductory paragraph to give it the right flavor, then provided prompts. My text is in red as Blake's story progressed. So I'm now going to read upwards of 7 pages. Thankfully, the font is very large.
Right, yeah.
But so, have you read through this already?
Yeah.
I have not read through it.
I have read through it, and you know what? You're going to have difficulty getting through it.
Do you think Molly and I should both read it? Should she read part of it or not?
Yeah, I think so too. But for sure.
Okay. Molly, do you
I
want
was just looking up what favor, FAVOUR, meant.
It's just that they add the U in the UK, and then things that end in OR in the United States, English wise, they throw a U in there, like color or favorite or favor.
But it says favor with an OR is a noun, and favor with an OUR is a verb.
Well, I'm not going to argue with you. Okay.
Okay, good.
Do you want to read some of this with me?
Sure.
You'll have to come over here to this microphone so we can both see the same thing.
Okay, let me come closer to you.
Oh.
You can bring the chair if you want. Thanks. I think I'm going to bring this up. And would you like to read the red or the black?
I'll read.
I think there's more black.
I'll read the red.
You'll read the red. Okay. So anytime the listener at home you hear Molly speak, this is Chris intervening here and writing the red portion, and then I will come in with the black. So go ahead.
Oh, okay. You are a tale of Sir Blake. You are Sir Blake de Clayton, a knight living in the kingdom of Pekin, Illinois. You have a steel long sword and a wooden shield. You are on a quest to find sexual adventure at any cost. You've heard there is fun to be had in the neighboring kingdom of Peoria. You set out to enter the forest that separates the two kingdoms.
You encounter a strange woman. Blake. Hello, woman. I am not an evil succubus, if that's what you're thinking.
You ask her if she likes podcasting, woodwork, or bowling.
Woodwork. What's a succubus? Blake asks. A creature that can enchant you with her charms. She begins to stroke your face, her long white hair falling in front of you.
You ask her about podcasting, woodwork, and bowling.
That's a very valid question, the woman says. Very valid, Blake repeats. Yes, she says. She walks away into the forest, leaving you bewildered.
You follow her.
You continue following the woman. You walk for an hour before you see a castle. Its construction is crumbling, and moss and ivy have begun to take over the place.
You ask her about the castle.
I'm not sure what it's called, the woman says. It's called the castle, you say. No, that's the name of the forest.
You tell her that this must be the Moon's Lodge.
You leave the woman behind and enter the castle. You enter the great hall, which is filled with rubble. There's a hole in the ceiling, filled with light.
You ask the woman if she enjoys podcasts.
Nope. Right there.
Damn it! You ask the woman you ask the woman to come inside.
You enter the great hall of the castle where a woman sits embroidering. She is young and very pretty. She has long blonde hair and stunning green eyes. You've never seen someone so beautiful before.
Now you ask her if she knows and enjoys podcasts.
I think I'd prefer the term audiobook, the woman says. Oh, you're a vixen, you say. I am, but you are no gentleman.
You ask her if she'd like to see underneath your classy vapes shirt.
That is a deep ass cut. That is
That's super
unreal.
deep.
That is unreal. You take off your shirt, showing her your muscled torso. She looks odd. I've never seen a man with such large muscles, she says.
You tell her that you have muscles in places where some people don't even have places.
She giggles. You find yourself growing hard. Would you like to see my treehouse? She asks.
You say, hell yes.
You take her up to your treehouse where you have built a little bed. The treehouse is high enough that only the most determined hunters would climb up there to look for you.
You get onto the bed.
The woman gets onto the bed with you. Her lips are like nectar and honey. You want to feel all of her. Kiss me, you say. The woman leans in and kisses you. You have to say it.
You ask her if she will put on some Bobby socks before you.
What? What was that? I didn't hear that.
Yeah, say it again.
Be a professional, God's sake.
You ask her if she will put on some Bobby socks before you continue.
What's Bobby socks? The woman asks. They're under my bed. I like to put them on before we have fun. I don't understand, but okay, the woman gets down and searches your bed. She grabs a pair of red woolen socks.
Perfect.
Do you like them? She asks. I love them. Now, get back on, take off your pants, and lie on the bed. The woman climbs onto the bed and straddles you. She slowly lowers herself down, feeling every inch of your hard, long member inside her. I have not read this before.
And I have.
I am shamed. Oh my, she says. Are you okay, you say? I'm perfect. The woman begins...
Like I care if she's okay.
You got a goddamn shepherd's hook down there. What the fuck do you care? I'm perfect. The woman begins to bounce up and down as you hold on to her. Her body is like a song, like a melody, like the best thing you've ever felt. You reach your hands around and start playing with her ample, glorious melons. Ah, she screams. You begin to feel slightly dizzy. You have an idea. Roll over, you say. The woman rolls over and you roll onto her. Kneel on the bed, you say. What website is Chris Tuckley on? Good God!
It's not done yet.
How is this the dirtiest thing that's ever been on the show?
Oh, man.
The woman complies, and you push her legs open. Put your hands behind your head, you say. The woman complies, and you position yourself at her opening. Ready, you ask? Yes, she screams. You thrust into her with a sudden, surprising strength. Ah, she screams. You thrust into her again and again as she yelps in ecstasy or pain. You begin to feel dizzy. You have an idea. Say my name, you say. What? She asks. Say my name. David, David, please don't stop.
Hang on a minute. Who in the heck is David?
You thrust into her again and again as she yelps in ecstasy or pain. You begin to feel dizzy. You have an idea.
You ask her, do you mean David Lytle?
Oh, no. David, what? She asks. David, you know, David Lytle. No. You thrust into her again and again as she yelps in ecstasy or pain.
You stop thrusting.
What do you mean, no, you ask? I've never heard of David Lytle. You begin thrusting into her again.
You stop the thrusting.
You quickly withdraw from her. Wait, what's going on, she asks. You've never heard of David Lytle? No, you've been lying to me this whole time?
You ask her if she's been with Jason Dosher too.
No. You put your head in your hands. You try to think of what to do.
You ask her about Scott, Hoover, Kimbo, or Luke.
Are those the only ones you've been with, you ask? Yes. You sigh in exasperation.
You say, please, for Christ's sakes, not the fellows from the Challenge podcast as well.
That's pretty much it. You have a look of shock on your face. What about the fella that runs that other atheist podcast? You say, I don't like him.
You ask her what she thinks about Adam Z.
Who's he? Adam Z is the guy who runs the Free Thought Bloggers Association. What's his argument? He says it's a good idea because we need more exposure and the goals of the organization to align with those of independent media. Go on.
You tell her that you don't want to say any more as you're very disappointed in her.
I thought you were a skeptical woman, you say. I mean, I am. I hate to disappoint you, but I've actually never seen this guy.
You tell her that you don't believe her as it sounds as though she's been sleeping with most of the FCF network.
I haven't. Well, if you haven't been sleeping with them, you must be okay with them, right? I mean, if you were sleeping with them, I'd still find it pretty hard to believe that you're not at least okay with them. Look, I don't want to fight.
You say, we're done here. It's Monday evening, and I have a podcast to record with my good friend Jason.
Fine. You shake your head. You open the door and tell her to get out. I'm not going to record a podcast with you until you can give me a proper explanation for this. You've been lying to me this whole time, and I'm done. I'm moving on. I told you all about the doubts and insecurities that I had. I told you about my ex-boyfriend and how he just used me. And what did you do? You ran off and got involved with a complete stranger. You didn't even tell me who he was, and I trusted you. I'm sorry. Can we talk about this later?
You tell her that if she will get you a McChicken sandwich with mustard, you'll forgive her.
It's been years. You have no reason to trust me now. I want a mixed chicken sandwich with mustard. Okay. Okay. She turns around and walks to the door. She turns around. One mustard sandwich coming up, she says, before walking out of the apartment. You sigh and get your sandwich.
What's that?
Finn. It's French for finished. And that is the end. And
Oh,
wow.
should we just have him write the show?
perhaps the single dirtiest thing we've ever had. Did you turn my mic way up?
Oh, no, well, when she was talking, sorry.
Wow, that was incredible. Is it still up pretty high? I feel like it's up.
No, it's you're good right now.
Unbelievable. We don't often have fan feedback anymore, but goddamn, when we do, it's a virtual grand slam.
It's a banger for sure.
Holy God Almighty! Let's keep going here real quick.
Oh, Jesus.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captains have turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
That's your voice right there.
How's it feel when you hear your voice?
I sound squeaky.
You sound squeaky, like nasally.
Every
or?
day. Yeah.
Do you ever oil her?
Huh?
You ever oil her?
Oh, you know I do. Sometimes I try to oil her and I can't.
I don't want to dig into that at all. Chris Tuckley, oh boy, thank you so much for that piece of fan feedback. That was arguably the best piece of fan feedback we have ever had on this program. Very enjoyable. You have something on your phone?
Well, the voicemail too.
Oh, okay. Let's get it. Let's get some more fan feedback. Let's get a voicemail.
See if I can catch it.
You missed.
There's got to be a better way.
A series of cords hanging from the ceiling.
Oh, that's actually a really good idea.
I came up with it.
Well, I like it.
All right.
Let's go ahead and hear this.
Ooh, there's a new Steve Ramsey video. Damn it. Wish we were podcasting right now.
We're both thinking that all the time.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, we've been ready.
Well, hey there, fellas. Daryl here. My buddy Dave told me all about you guys and said I should take a listen. I gotta tell you, I started and damn, I haven't done almost every episode ever since the last 2 months. Squirrels, bowling, body socks, and woodworkings, whatnot. If you need help doing the fence, y'all just let me know. I've just been riding the train with you, and I feel like I really know you, and you know, that's just great. I tell you, I just love that I can see the show for free on the internet. I only have to watch one episode, not really devote all my time to such, and I don't even have to own a TV. I figure that, you know, I can figure out just about how good something is based on your Wings characters, or if you just give it the full Tuckley 10 inches. Troubled times, I tell you. No one's driving, so that means no roadkill. No roadkill means no food for me, so it's been tough. One of these days, I'm going to go get myself the internet, and not to have to keep the library all open extra late. But, you know, thanks for all the entertainment anyway. Keep on flying high. Salute, captains. Barrel Daryl out.
Daryl?
Barrel Daryl.
Feral.
Barrel.
Feral.
Feral Daryl.
Like Feral Commons?
So, I mean, every once in a while, we do have like a new frequent flyer of the program that kind of steps up and it kind of shows themselves to be not only a fan, but big enough so to give us a piece of fan feedback like that.
Love it. For sure. Great job.
Incredible.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. We already switched to the next part of the show, right?
Yep.
All right, yeah, that was great. Thank you so much for that, Pharaoh there. We hope to hear from you again in the future. Today we discuss the pilot episode of Seann Walsh, One for the Road, from the year of our Lord 2000 plus 16. Great year.
2016. I had been married to my wife for about a year.
Yeah.
Oh, that's me.
Do you ever forget you're
actually,
that?
like 2 years.
Do you ever forget that
We didn't
you're
get
his
married in
wife?
2014.
We did.
Oh.
Do you ever
No,
forget
because
that,
you were talking last week. We started podcasting together in 2013.
Yeah.
Got married in 2014.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you need to go upstairs and look at the sign. I think
Yeah,
it's
it says
15.
If you guys want to go up
2014, May
together real
17th.
quick, go right ahead. You can call into the show. I'll put you back through.
That's
No?
fine.
Okay.
I'm right. She's wrong.
No.
What's the date?
May something, 2014.
May 15th. Thank you very much.
17th.
It's.
So I had known you or I had not known you, but I had been podcasting with you for less than a year at that point.
Yeah. Why did you come to the wedding?
Because it was in Las Vegas and I was
How is that
poor.
possible?
I was poor.
I seem to feel as if I have known you much longer. Than
No, because we were living on Derby when we got married, and we started podcasting with him when we were living in the better apartment. Mm-hmm. So I think everybody's wrong except me. I think I'm right. I think it's 2015.
What am I wrong about?
No, you're
You've
never wrong.
You've been podcasting longer than.
No,
No, 2013.
he knows the date.
2013.
No.
It was the summer of 13 when
It was the summer of 2013 when
go on,
Blake and Jason got together and started podcasting, and it was a really good time in the kitchen. And then Eli came in his underwear and hugged everybody. My wife used to get mad because we were all in the kitchen doing stuff and late at night.
Good God.
Hey, you married him, lady.
It's your own fault.
Trying to find the date.
Oh,
May 17th, 2014.
Ooh, I had the 17th right.
Do you know, and we don't have to investigate this to confirm it, but do you have an idea of when he proposed marriage to you?
It was the weekend of Muddy Roots in Cooksville, Tennessee. It was in September, Labor Day weekend.
Of what, 13? Or 12?
12.
12.
So you guys were engaged for like a year and a half
Yeah,
before
yeah.
you got married. Okay.
I jumped up on stage,
Right.
and all our friends were around us.
Did you shake your moneymaker?
Tawny, he everybody knew but me. Tawny even got me a dress to wear.
I have no idea who that is.
Well, she's a sweet girl, and
She
I
dead
miss
now?
her. What? No.
Oh, no, good. I don't want her to be dead. I just was
Our
curious.
favorite band was about ready to play. They got on stage. They were about ready to play.
Which one was that?
The Calamity Cubes.
That's the one where there's a picture of you with all the cubes out here, right?
Yep.
Yep.
And I jumped up on stage, and I got down on one knee, and I opened up the box, and I said, "Will you marry me?"
Yeah.
And you know what she said?
So I'll think about it.
She said, "Get down."
You didn't say yes. You told him to get down
She said, "Get down."
because you didn't want to do it, or you're embarrassed, or what?
He was shaking tremendously. There was he did not look secure. He did not, I was
But shaking
worried.
because he was just nervous, or
Oh,
what?
well, I would hope he was nervous, yes. But yeah, he was shaking.
I've done it before.
He was shaking, and so I just wanted him to get down. And then, of course, when he got down, I said yes.
That's very sweet. Very sweet.
And Brooke Blanche from the Calamity Cubes stepped up to the microphone and said,
I don't remember.
"Oh, well, we'll have a moment later on."
That's not on your plaque upstairs.
He goes, "Are you sure you want to do this?"
Oh, well, that's
When did you know, Molly? This is it.
Oh, when
When
she
did you
told
know?
me that we were getting married, you
didn't know until that very moment.
No. Before that, she told me, "You love me." She goes, "You
actually,
love me."
it was our very, very first date. We were sitting at the ice cream place.
Double
And-
D's.
Yep, and I got
Those tatas.
twisty treat.
East Peoria.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I got into my car because he had to tootle off to a baseball game. And I got into my car and I texted my friend Dawn. And I said, I just met the man that I'm going to marry.
Is someone's phone ringing?
That was mine.
Should we answer that?
It wasn't ringing. It was a text message.
So you're at a Twisty Treat
First date.
Brazier. And it's your first date. And you said, this is the man. What about him did you think that you knew that this was the man you're going to marry?
He was so funny.
Blake
He
Clayton.
made me laugh. He made me laugh so much. I could not stop laughing. He was so funny.
What did you do?
I was just being me.
Making a lot of Barney Miller references.
And he smiled at me, and he was nice, and he just gives you those little butterflies in your
Second
stomach.
torso.
I gave her the second torso.
You gotta make it disgusting.
Well, that's kind of
Your thing, I get
part
it.
and parcel.
M.O., right?
Hey, MOU, buddy.
M-O-U-S-E.
Mickey Mouse.
2016. Let's go back there.
In our minds. Come on, Molly, keep up.
You got to keep up. And we go back to 2016 because we want to talk about Seann Walsh, One for the Road, the pilot we're discussing today, in the terms in which it was created, because it's not that year right now.
It's not. It's not 2016. We are way past that.
It's like 3.5, 4 years ago. But my God, it
Oh,
may,
my
it may
God.
as well have been a century ago at this point.
All right. So in back then in 2016,
It's only 4 years ago.
we didn't have Donald Trump as president.
1,
We did not have Yugoslavia.
2.
All right. We did not have the thing that they call coronavirus.
3.
And number 4, we did not have Band-Aids. There was no such thing as if you had an open wound in your arm
You're done for. They're gonna shoot you in the head like a horse with a broken leg.
or an elephant.
Right. With a broken trunk. Right.
You ever had a broken trunk?
Oh my God.
Have you ever slammed your penis and bent it like you shouldn't be? That is the most painful thing in the world.
Jesus Christ.
I have heard. Well, I think the penis has erectile tissue, right?
Sure.
I think it's like almost pockets that are filled with blood when you become aroused.
Right.
And I have heard tell of instances, like I used to watch Loveline on MTV, right? You ever watch that? Did you watch that when you were young? Don't look at me like
Adam
that.
Carolla, Dr. Drew.
And absolutely. So,
Dr. Drew.
So they had
Yeah.
they had a long running, decade long, and Dr. Drew maybe even 20 years on K-Rock in L.A. Right? They'd give advice to lovelorn youngsters that would call in. I have heard on there where maybe a lady's on top or what have you, and maybe the panosage slips out, the lady comes back down, and there is an audible snap.
Yep.
Right?
It's happened.
And literally, half of the dick gets hard and the other remains flaccid because it is injured.
Right.
I've never had that happen to me.
Lucky
but
you.
That sounds fucking terrifying.
It's
Has
horrible.
that ever happened to you?
Yes. It
When
has
did that happen to you?
A couple of times.
When?
One time we had a good time and it happened, and then a couple other times with some other people.
So-
we had it happen, and you didn't tell me about it?
Oh no, I told you about it.
You ever hear him scream loud? That's probably what it was.
I am pretty sure I would remember you sitting here and saying, "Hey, half of my dick is hard and half it's not."
But is that what happened to you? Did you hear a snap or a crack or something?
There's definitely a snap for sure, and it's one of those things you can't bounce back from that. You can't be take a step back.
It's like this sexual session is over for now.
Yes.
I need to get a splint, maybe a popsicle stick and some gauze.
Sure.
Yeah.
We got the gauze. I don't think we have any popsicle sticks.
Molly, is there a vaginal equivalent to this?
I don't believe so.
I think the vaginal equivalent to that is when a guy is inserting his penis into her vagina over and over and over again.
Right.
She's all wet. It slips out and goes in her butthole.
Okay.
It's the same reaction.
It's
call
not
this,
going to go into your butthole. It's not going to just be like in, out. Yeah, it's not going.
Yes, it will.
It will not go in your butthole
if
just
you
like that. It won't.
If you have her wet enough, it will definitely. If she's not expecting it, she don't know what's going to happen. We'll try it tonight. It's fine.
No.
I think the name of the episode should be Vaginal Equivalent. Some things that happened in 2016, September 2nd, and I will preface this by saying all these things I'm about to mention happened in the UK. Because we want to honor the United Kingdom and all these links that came from
In all
them.
their glory.
Yeah, but I think the main thing that happened in 2016 was that we got married.
We'll throw it on the list.
It should be on the list. It should be top list.
Topless?
Top list. It should be on the top of the
Well,
list.
it's not. September 2nd, Nicholas Chamberlain, the bishop of Grantham, becomes the first Church of England bishop to openly declare he is gay and in a relationship.
Nice.
Dun, dun, dun.
High five that shit.
What do you guys think? Should Christian Catholic clergymen be able to announce that they're gay guys? Yeah? Yay, nay?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for her to answer so that I can answer.
Yeah.
Yes, because you can't get married, right?
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Well, I think some of them can.
But for the most part, you can't
clergy
get married.
people.
You know
I
what?
don't know.
Be gay. Just don't fuck kids.
He's the Bishop of Grantham.
Yeah. So be gay. It's fine. Just don't fuck kids.
I would say if you're in a position in the Catholic Church, you hold a position there to where you can get married.
Yeah. Do it.
Then you should be able to announce that you're gay and be a gay guy.
Amen to
but
that.
But if you're like a priest where like the priests can't get married, it doesn't matter if you're gay or not. You can't have a relationship sexually and romantic with another person. So your sexuality doesn't matter.
Correct.
If
Or
you were
does it
allowed to explore your sexuality and be with someone physically and romantically, then go ahead and announce it. Thank you. That's my take on it anyway.
All right. Amen to that.
There you go. It's fun, right?
Good job, honey.
All right, let's go around the table. Blake, do
You know
one.
what? Give her a piece of gum.
Let's do. Can you do a tight one where you tighten your cheek up and make
Oh, yeah,
it real
for
loud?
sure.
All right, let's do it. Pretty good, Molly.
Nice.
Here's my real tight one. You ready?
Oh.
It almost is the same noise when you come down with an erect penis and you
Yeah.
break it.
Yep.
Not good at all, Blake.
Oh.
Maybe I need to do the other side.
Pretty good.
That's good.
How do you do that?
I tighten my cheek up and I use my pinky.
Oh, your pinky.
Yeah. Tighten it up. No, that's terrible. No, that's awful. You're making a mockery of it.
Oh.
Come on. Hurry the fuck up. Hurry up.
The problem is that she can't tighten up her cheek because it's been so worn out from my dick.
Oh my, I can't have that kind of talk.
I don't have a big enough pinky.
Well, that's what she said.
September 13th, the UK experienced its hottest September day since 1911 with 33.3 degrees Celsius recorded in Gravesend, Kent.
That's like 96 degrees.
September in central Illinois is hot,
Yes.
right?
It's hot like wasabi.
When you
When?
best rhymes.
Oh, boy, look at you.
Like Rianne.
That's all I got.
Rhymes.
Chickadee China.
Chinese
chicken.
What is chickadee China? What the fuck does that mean?
That's the
Chicky China's chicken.
That's the chicken that on the stick.
It sounds racist to me.
Well,
What are you doing?
My cheeks were feeling funny.
Yeah, they look funny. September 16th.
are you funny too?
Diane James is elected the new leader of UKIP, but resigns after only 18 days. Is that what you get for electing a lady?
What lady? Yes, for sure.
Less
They
than
can't
3
ha-
weeks.
Yeah, a lady wants to be like all big and bad.
Yeah.
and then when she has responsibilities in front of her, then she's like, "Fuck this shit." She can't handle
do
it.
it.
They can't handle it. Can't
do
handle
it.
it.
Can't
Can't
do
handle it. Can't handle it. Can't handle it.
Can't do it.
Right, Molly?
Can't do it.
When have you ever?
Take it back.
When have you ever?
Take it back.
She wasn't sleeping with you tonight anyway.
When I know,
right.
yeah, that, you know.
Yeah,
when,
last night.
when-
We're not doing it 2 nights in a row.
Oh yeah.
You don't know.
When has a woman ever stood up and stepped up?
Blake Clayton, stop.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
These are Jason's favorite episodes, to be honest with you. You remember the one time you made her cry? Do you remember when you made Molly cry?
Before you got married?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 5-6 years ago. Go back and listen to the archives, won't you please? Molly, why did we choose to watch Seann Walsh One for the Road?
There's 4 reasons, Molly.
Because you can get it for free on YouTube.
Nice one.
It's only, you only had 1 episode.
Nice. Nice.
You got it. Well, she said YouTube, which is kind of
It's free. We found it. Only 1 episode. There's 1 more.
what's special about this season.
Oh, well, Chris Tuckley suggested
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Tuckley 10.
So where could you find the
You know what?
entire episode of
You know what?
Seann
It reminds me.
Tuckley did.
Go ahead.
I mean, it's one of those things where I'm always helping her at the end.
Because you told her the answer. You mouthed her the answer.
Well, I mouthed the answer a lot.
Oh, my God.
Fuck you.
You wouldn't have got it.
You can
No,
find
you're right,
the
I wouldn't
entire
have, but what are
episode
the
of
other
Seann
four
Walsh,
reasons
One for
that
the
they're
road.
just-
Both of you shut up by subscribing to Couch Pilots and SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes, or go to YouTube. Molly?
Yeah. Go to YouTube.
See, I didn't help her that time. A woman needs your help to get through. A woman needs a man's help to get through the day.
Hey, you're preaching to the choir, my
Amen.
friend.
What
High
was
five
I
that
supposed
shit.
to do then?
You're supposed to say, you know what to do, tube.
Oh, shit.
She doesn't have to. I mean,
Well, no, it's
Are
better
we
when
going to talk about the episode?
of what?
The show we watched.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
But first, we wanted to do an AI sexual reenactment.
We've only been doing this for an hour. You're fine.
Yeah, you're fine. Don't.
You got about 3 hours
Is it really
to go.
10 o'clock?
Yeah.
Summary of the pilot. Seann Walsh takes his gags to the Highlands as a part of his One for the Road tour, along with punning support act and driver Mark Simmons. Carnage and comedy as they career around Scotland without a tour manager or 4G signal inside. School score A to F. Molly, how do you rate that summary?
Just the summary?
Right.
Yeah, it was a good summary.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
4. Okay, Blake.
he specifically said
Doesn't
eighth.
matter. Doesn't matter. Don't waste your mouth.
Why do we make this show so hard for people?
We do. There's 3 different grading scales
He
to work
talks
with.
so fast.
Well, here's the
A
here's
through F. Okay, I give it a D.
well that
He
doesn't
said,
match up.
he said it was good, and then it was a D. Okay, Blake, what do you give it?
Here's my thing.
This is all. Just so we're clear, this has always been Blake's
How many
thing.
goddamn grading scales do you have to have? You do the 1 through 7 for the pilot thingy, and so why don't you just stick with that?
I'd love to say
So
it's
a
not
3.
purposefully confusing, but it is.
Well,
It's
And here's
very-
the other thing is we should have people on the show that listen to the
No,
show.
then we'd have no guests at all. Oh God, interesting facts.
Ladies
you want me to mic drop? I can mic drop and just leave. Be nice.
You wouldn't do that.
Be nice. I would. Be nice.
Why would you just leave?
Because you're not being nice.
I'm being nice.
No, you're not. He
Tell her that
He
you
just
love her
said A
right now.
through F
Don't say
and
anything
said
else.
3.
Say you love her.
I
You can
love
just
you.
be nice.
Molly, I love you.
Thank you, Jason.
Interesting facts. Spark it out.
Don't taint anybody else's experience. Don't comment on these facts. Just listen to them and shut the fuck up.
You don't know.
I love my wife.
Is this the Star Wars? No.
May as well be.
It kind of sounded like Star Wars. There for a minute.
what hard times
I mean, that's not. But
Interesting facts. Seann Walsh, born December 2nd, 1985, known professionally as Seann Walsh. He puts an extra N at the end of his first name for
Asshole.
is an English
Seems like
comedian
the cocky
and
shit.
actor. Cocky shit.
cocky shit.
Bukkake shit.
That's what Blake experiences with his fucking shepherd hook cock.
High five that shit.
Walsh is a graduate of Jill Edwards Comedy Workshops and performed his first gig in November of 2006. He won several awards early in his career, including Leicester Mercury Comedian of the Year in 2009 and Chortle Best Newcomer, also in 2009.
Fact. Can't dispute it.
Walsh's stand-up style has been described as impressively universal, gag-heavy, and observational. Fact.
I can't comment.
Thank you. From September 8th, 2018, Walsh participated in the 16th series of Strictly Come Dancing, the UK's version of, what's that show? So You Think You Can Dance?
Yep.
Is that, no, what's the show? Is that what it's called?
No, yeah, it is.
Is that with all the ballroom dancing and everything?
Yeah.
No, Dancing with the Stars. Don't fuck with me, man.
No, I'm just wanting my wife to sit up and help out.
She knows what this part
You're
of the show
not supposed
is.
to comment.
No, she's
But that doesn't mean sit back and just relax and drink a
sure
beer.
it does. Yeah, sit back and drink. You're fine.
Just help the team. Jesus.
No, there's no helping here. She's doing
Helen Keller.
She's doing a great job.
That was good though, wasn't it?
That was last week.
The hell? It was
There's no
good.
reference in this show for
No,
what
but
you just said.
that was a callback. That was good.
Anyway, Walsh participated in the 16th series of Strictly Come Dancing,
Strictly
the UK's version of America's.
Got Talent.
No,
Dancing with the Stars.
thank you. With professional dance partner Katia Jones. Early in the series, it was reported that he had become romantically involved with Jones, despite both of them being in long-term relationships.
Not sure why either of them would, or why anybody would want to have a relationship with him. He's.
As a result of this, his
That was a comment.
I'm not going to unload on this lady. She's at her wit's end the way it is.
You've been commenting left and right.
No, I have not been commenting.
Yes, you have.
No, there's a difference. You gave an opinion. You can't do that.
Oh, but I can. It's my house. I can give my opinion on any fucking thing I want.
Molly,
You know
what's
what?
your-
And that's
Molly?
the problem.
Molly, what's your favorite fast food restaurant?
Wendy's?
Yeah, that's right. After being romantically involved with Jones, his popularity suffered as a result, and the couple was voted out in week 6. The release date of this pilot was December 21st, 2016. The budget was roughly £30,000, which equates to about 40,000 US dollars.
That's not very much.
The 2016 One for the Road tour had a total of 64 dates. End
That's a
of
lot.
interesting facts. Twitter responses.
Twitter responses. I wonder if Jason got some Twitter responses.
I don't. Let's go to breaking down the pilot. We'll put 10 minutes on the clock. Molly, would you like to start us off, Molly?
No.
Okay, I will go ahead and start us off. In 2016, it says in the very beginning, we see a panoramic shot of the beautiful Scottish countryside and some sheep, and it says in 2016, Seann Walsh performed to thousands of people at the O2 Arena, which is a massive arena in the UK. I'm sorry, Molly?
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
He performed to thousands at the O2 Arena, the London Palladium, and the Hammersmith Apollo. Then, for some inexplicable reason, Sean's agent booked him on a tour of tiny venues in the Scottish Highlands with his support act and driver, Mark Simmons.
Yeah. So, basically what we're seeing in this is it's kind of like a on-tour documentary feel.
Yeah.
There's the driver who is probably his opening act.
Yep, that's what we're saying, his support act.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's driving. And Sean, the little bitch, is in the back. And he's... they're on the wrong side of the road, for sure. But... instantly, he starts talking about how his throat hurts, right? So he's playing to like nobodies.
It is weird. These 64 dates on the tour, it's small, tiny clubs, tiny auditoriums, like little VFW halls.
When he's already sold out.
Yeah.
When he's sold out big, huge venues.
Yeah.
Fire your agent right off the bat. But he automatically. Oh no! When it starts, there's a bug, like a little itty bitty bug.
It's an inchworm, yeah. It
Yeah,
looks like an inchworm.
and Sean freaks out, and they like pull over and everything. He freaks out.
My note is that they pull over and freak out. Pussies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Is
Vaginas.
that okay to say? Pussies.
Yeah.
You okay to say? Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
What's the word that you don't like for a vagina?
It
Minge.
doesn't bother me. Any kind of word doesn't bother me.
Roast beef.
I mean, it's disgusting, but it doesn't bother me. You call it whatever
Twat
you
or
want to call
cunt. No, they both are fine.
it. Yeah, both fine.
Yeah, they go to small. They
Chopped
go to,
up
What's that? Hatchet wound.
at you.
Okay, I'm not a fan.
At you wound, Texas.
Oh, Jesus.
Bone Gap, Illinois. So they go to shows, and they're very small venues. And then these are two, just kind of, if you're not familiar with these fellas, and I wasn't.
Right, I
familiar,
wasn't either.
They're both kind of like these wiry white boys with like messy hair and kind of unshaven, unkempt. They
Right.
kind of look like hobos, like homeless bums.
Right. And so Sean has an issue with his throat already on the tour. He's only had like 3 or 4 and so he goes to what we would call a proctor first care or something, and he calls his agent. He's like, I can't. They said don't speak for a week.
Yeah, they're going to have to cancel a couple of shows.
But they're still going to go stay. They have already booked the hotels.
They're kind of on
They're
this
moving.
route.
They're on the move.
My question is, why is Seann in the back? If this guy's like his support actor, aren't they kind of like their co-workers? Is he in the back so they could get a good camera angle of them together?
That would be my guess.
I think the shot would be just as good if with both of them in front. Though.
It does kind of give him a kind of like, I'm better than you
right?
sitting
Yeah,
in the
no,
back.
I definitely felt that for sure.
I don't like that. I wish they would have both been up front. Did you think about that at all, Mom?
No, I did not think about that. I just figured that they didn't have enough money for one of the cute little cams at the front, so they had to
Okay.
put a camera here.
But that is what you thought. It was just because of the
Yeah.
camera shot.
What do you say when you don't like something, honey?
I don't like it.
Thank you.
At the next stop, they walk around kind of the town, and that's honestly, I like that. That's what I would be doing. If you're talking about the UK and like Scotland and Ireland, I think they're in just one part of this. There's not a lot of places to go.
No, it's all landscape. Like when you're watching this, the only enjoyable part of this pilot is the beautiful landscape.
Yeah,
around.
there's a lot of that.
It's a landscape bump, if you ask me.
High five it.
Definitely.
Did this guy remind either of you of the fella T.J. Miller? You know T.J. Miller?
Yeah, I remember T.J. Miller. Yeah, and I wish I could. You could probably jumpstart her memory.
I'll pull up a picture of T.J. Miller real quick.
Well, the thing is the entire time I'm watching this show, I'm like, God, he looks familiar. Maybe it's T.J. Miller. I don't know,
Well,
but
I'll show you right now. This is exactly what he looks like.
Maybe you had sex with the guy.
one of the 300. No, that's not who I was. What?
That's absolutely who you're thinking of, T.J. Miller.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. A little bit.
No, I don't know who that is.
He was on the show for about 5 seasons called Silicon Valley. He was very good. And then he came under fire for some sexual stuff, and he got kicked out, understandably so. But he's kind of funny. He plays a very good kind of douchey guy.
Yeah, so basically, you what this is you're just going through them driving for a while, then they're going to a town and playing a little itty-bitty venue. You get very few snippets of like his comedy routine.
I like that.
which I think is a good idea.
I do too.
I don't necessarily think the material was the best, but we've watched another comedian do a show, and all of his like he was supposed to, come up with stuff every week.
He talking
about Craig Ferguson.
Okay, yeah.
There was
just
too
this
much.
on this Tuckley 10.
Yeah, there was.
Okay,
yeah. And so you're getting very few parts of his stand-up, and to be honest with you, I don't understand most of the jokes. They don't. I can't relate because I'm not a Brit and eat fish and chips, right?
Yeah.
But in between these, you're seeing him go to these towns, these little itty bitty towns, and you're going and seeing these little itty bitty like shithole like venues, like you said, a church, like a VFW, like
Yeah.
And he's supposedly sold out all these big huge venues, and you're like it's kind of some humble pie maybe, right?
Yeah, I think there's probably a little bit of that.
And in between, they're driving in the car. You see those. You see him being like a whiny little bitch about an insect or his throat or whatever. And then you see them take pictures of like these beautiful landscapes that they're in.
The two seem like they get along,
Sure.
right? Well, something I don't understand is why didn't they show any of Mark's stand-up? Right? He's the guy that's there. He's a supporting act. He's driving him around. He's his companion. It's just the two of them, apparently.
Sure.
Why?
It's still part of the storyline.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there has to be another guy there, right? Because there's obviously someone filming from a distance, but
a webcam.
Yeah,
Or
but-
like a.
but why not show some of what Mark's capable
Yeah.
of too? Why
I
is
think it was definitely just a show about, and maybe they were planning on doing that in the second episode.
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah, good point. They go to one place, and Sean's like, "This is the weirdest place I've ever been. It's like a shed. It's a bunch of tables and chairs, and they arrange the chairs for their own show, which I thought was kind of cool that they did that.
Oh, I thought that was a church. Maybe it was a shed.
It may have been like well, he called it a shed, but it may have been a church. He like joked that it was a shed.
But a comedian knows how to set up, where the tables need to be, where the crowd needs to be, and so that made sense. That was I understood that one.
I think that the premise of what they were doing was a cute idea. I mean, yes, he's sold out millions of whatever, but him going from these little podunk towns to podunk towns is nice because, you know, if these people want to see him, and then they can go to their own little podunk town and see him. I think it's a cute idea.
As do I. Back in the car, there's kind of light talk of their relationships with women. And Sean's like, hey, Mark, download the Twitter app. And he's like, I don't want to do that. I'm in a relationship. But they do it
It's
anyway.
called Tinder. Not
did I
Twitter.
say?
You said Twitter.
I said Twitter?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's
I meant
Tinder.
Tinder. And then, so they do it just for fun. And he's kind of messaging ladies. Anyway, they're goofing around. And then they go to a hillside, and there's so many beautiful hillsides in this, overlooking lakes and even the Loch Ness at one point. And they just kind of scream on a hillside.
Yeah, the guy who the first 20 minutes of the show is bitching about his throat.
Yeah.
Decides on the most beautiful area that they're in, I'm going to scream and videotape myself. That's it.
Yeah,
That's over.
That's pretty much it.
Please remain seated as we are now crossing a zone of turbulence.
See how I run this shit? Honey, I run this shit.
He runs it, honey.
When I say jump, you know what Jason does?
I have a second beer.
Yeah.
Blake,
We didn't even really get to talk about it. Are we done talking about it?
no, we got some more. We got a little bit more. Why don't you think this show worked?
Well, because he was a pussy little bitch.
That's why the show didn't work, because he was a pussy bitch?
I'm not sure. I mean, I think that if he had a better sense of... I mean, I liked his stand-up. When he was doing his stand-up and he was saying his jokes, I enjoyed his jokes. But off stage...
Kind of a pussy bitch.
Pussy bitch. And I did not care for him whatsoever. I liked what he was doing. I liked his stand-up, but I would not have watched another episode. There's no way.
You have to like the person that you're watching, right?
Right. I liked his hair at the beginning. By the end, I did not.
Did it change, or you just got sick of it?
I just got sick of it. I mean, I was like, ooh, cute hair. Oh, nice looking guy. You know, no.
Maybe wash it, fella.
Yeah.
Blake, what would you do to improve this program?
I understood why they didn't show a lot of his stand-up, because that's your moneymaker, right? I'm not going to show you all my penis on the first date.
I agree. Just show her a
Just a
section.
tip?
Just
Well, a tip?
I would say near the base. It's about it.
Oh, I'm a bass
No,
guy.
why wouldn't you show
He's all
the
about
tip?
that base. Blake's all about the base.
I'm a bass guy. If I'm showing a girl my penis for the first time,
Yeah.
I just want her to see the base.
Yeah, that's what you got.
The tip is not so
He's not dating the Jeffersons over here. You got to move it on up, right?
right.
Why would you not show the tip?
Go from the base. Give him just a sneaky peek.
Yeah, I want you to see that ball sack. I want you to see that base. I want to see those balls dangle down.
Yeah, he's
They're
right.
not really supposed to be completely dangling.
Well, if you haven't had sex in a while and you're horny, they're dangling for sure.
And Molly, do you have testicles?
Yes, I do. I keep them in my purse.
Let's see 'em.
Oh,
Right now, he has them.
whoa! Somebody's getting drunk and cocky. No pun intended. I'm gonna tell you what I didn't like about the show. I agree with Molly.
He runs this shit.
I
Yeah, he
agree
runs
with
it.
you that Molly, that he just seemed kind of like a whiny bitch, and the scenery is beautiful. I actually, to be honest with you, the guy who was driving seemed like a everyday guy. Like, he was pretty cool, and Seann just kind of seemed like a arrogant star.
We should look him up, the driver, and see
Mark
some of his
Simmons.
comedy, because he's a comedian. So
Sure.
maybe he's funnier.
Yeah. So I Seann didn't make himself look very desirable as a comedian or as a person.
Okay.
Jason.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that? Why do you think this worked?
Well, I'm going to change the question into where it should go if it went forward. How about that? Because I have an answer to that one.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Just
change
do whatever
the
you want with the
question to
show.
whatever you want.
Well, we have three
It's fine.
questions in this portion of the show, and each of you answered one. I'm going to answer the third one. If this were to go beyond the first episode, I think what I would like to see, the UK has about 6 episodes in a series or a season.
Right.
I want to see 6 episodes of Seann Walsh. And I know you guys aren't interested in that. I agree. The guy is kind of a pussy, whatever. He's kind of he's a bitch. I agree with that. I like the idea of seeing the behind the scenes stuff on the road as a comedian. I've seen shows like Marin on IFC where I've seen the life of a comedian who's now a podcaster and he's struggling. It's a take on Mark Maron's life. I've seen and just recently purchased some DVDs of Louis, the Louis C.K. TV show on FX. Louis, you're gonna die. Louis, don't jerk off in front of people. That was a good show.
I
It was a
liked
great
it.
show.
That was a good show. I
Yeah.
just bought a couple of seasons of that on DVD. Very cheap.
Oh, right now, yeah, for sure.
And I tell you what, that's a great look at a kind of an alternate version of Louis C.K.'s life as someone who is a stand-up, who's making a living doing it, but not extremely popular.
It's a view of a comedian not always in front of the crowd. It's a comedian's life in New York that is filmed about everything until he gets on stage. That's when, for the most part, it stops.
Louis and Marin are both fictionalized versions of those actual people's lives. This show is a reality show, a documentary show, where we're seeing what's really... I would like to say we're seeing what's really happening. I don't want to see a fucking... what's that? Jersey Shore version of this. I want to see the real thing. Show me the real thing.
Right.
Show me you dealing with the promoters. Maybe something isn't set up right and you're pissed off.
or
I don't want to
you're-
see a lot of drama, but show me what it's like to deal with these
If you're
things
in
and travel to
traffic,
these towns.
You're in traffic for like an hour and a half.
I don't think we've seen anything like that before.
You know what? Show me you driving on the correct side of the road. Fucking weirdos.
I like that they're not showing a lot of his act, just little snippets of it.
Yeah.
I like that.
Because that saves him creative wise. He doesn't have to come up with so much material.
I don't like how quick everything was. It was let's settle into a scene a little bit longer. I feel like we were seeing 30 to 60 second chunks and it was moving along. Okay, I've seen a countryside. Okay, I've seen a countryside. Okay, I get it. Let's dig into maybe you going to a local shop and talking to someone or deal, like I said, dealing with the promoter.
There was
or the
one
people.
scene where he was talking to a fan in the street.
He seemed very pleasant with the person.
And it lasted more than,
Yeah.
He's not a man's man. He's not a lumberjack in the woods. But I
not
think
a Blake Clayton.
He's
What are
not.
you
He's
trying
not
to
a
say?
Clayton. He's not Clayton-esque like Chris Tuckley once recently said. But what I will say that I think he would be interesting to watch for 6 episodes of a 20 to 25 minute series.
A more raw one.
And this is what I'll say to follow it up. Next season, you're following a different comic. Okay? Seann Walsh is probably he's probably represented by a certain company. And maybe that company says, we would love to get a reality series going with a series of our top-notch comics.
Right.
And they pair them up with some mid-level comics that person gets along with. And they send those 2 on the road. I like the idea of these smaller venues.
And you can keep the name of it. But you change the Sean, and it's the same base name.
Well, the only problem there, I think, is that Seann Walsh called his tour One for the Road. So you'd have to figure something out there. But
Right,
you
but,
can easily do it. You
Yeah,
could easily do
yeah.
it. I think each season you're following a different comic. You're learning about that popular comic and their middle act. And I think that would be a lot of fun. I think to see the behind-the-scenes stuff, I think there was a very, very good idea at the core.
Show us some stuff from the green room, like after a show that went bad or something. You know what I mean? Just
This may not have been executed extremely well, but at its core, there is something that we haven't seen before. And I think there's something very good here. Just my thoughts.
you're doing great.
I pressed the button. I didn't. There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat back.
This is what your voice sounds like. It's kind of squeaky, don't you think?
I agree. It's very squeaky.
Tough to find information out there. This is the part of the show where we look at what other people had to say after they had seen Seann Walsh for the One for the Road. There's nothing on Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb even. It's in IMDb, but not 5 people have recommended it or commented or rated on it. So there's nothing there. There's no critic reviews really, which I thought was odd.
Great. That's
There's some viewer reviews on YouTube. I'm not even gonna fucking read them.
Right.
Fuck, this,
You either love him or don't love him, and you're gonna
let's move along.
stroke his technicals or not.
Local time is 11:11.
Taking a selfie or something? Or in his feed?
No, I'm looking at Seann Walsh's stuff because I swear to God, I have seen him in something.
Naked.
No,
Have you ever been to the UK?
I have not.
Would you like to go to the UK?
Nah.
No,
Really?
no. Don't say it. Here, let's go back. Let's read it.
Yep.
Molly, Would you like to go to the UK sometime?
Well, I mean, not to see him, but to see other
Well,
people.
no, I like Chris Tuckley. Would you want to go
Oh!
and hang out with Chris Tuckley
Well,
in the
fuck
Shire?
Yeah,
In the Shire?
Yeah. Fuck yeah. That'd be
Well,
awesome.
Here,
He could show us around.
let me. Yeah. Here's the thing. Let's say that Chris Tuckley said, "Hey, you can come stay at my flat with my family. You just got to pay for yourself to get there, and then obviously souvenirs, food, or whatever." Would you go?
Yeah.
Free boarding.
You don't know.
It's called a vacation, Blake.
Fuck, vacations are stupid. I hate them. I'm going on one in a couple weeks.
What are you
It's
gonna,
not a
we-
vacation.
we just
Blake.
got back.
It's a long weekend.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
It's a fucking weekend. It's
a
not a vacation.
If it costs more than $500, it's a vacation.
What are you doing?
It's not a vacation.
What are you doing on your vacation?
He's not taking any time
Don't be a
off
Seann
work.
Walsh, buddy. Tell me what's up. What are you doing?
Eli did very good at the end of the year last year with the
COVID crap.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the porn sites.
No, he's doing great with the porn
He's
sites.
doing no, but the virtual learning. He spent the whole summer by himself. Went detasseling. Went through it. He did. Let's give him something to do. Let's reward him somehow.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go to Florida.
Well, where are you going?
We're going to the Wisconsin Dells
Okay.
for a Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday.
Is there anything even open up there? Can you do anything?
Oh, we can water slide, baby.
It's open.
We can drink. We can drink and water slide.
Molly, what are your thoughts on Eli looking at porno?
What are my thoughts?
Right.
Well, he's too young to look at porn.
He's
And if
12.
if
12 he's 13.
He'll be 13 into September.
Yeah.
Which is when this comes out.
Oh, yeah. I know that at this age, it's one of those things where he's going to look at naked ladies. Would I rather just get him a swimsuit issue
It's not the same.
or a Playboy? I'd rather do that, of course. But
Well,
there's
I gotta tell you.
She's uncomfortable about the anime porn. That's
no,
what she's
I'm uncomfortable about porn. Period. I
gotta tell you.
No, you're not. I've seen you watch it.
When I was Eli's
I'm
age,
comfortable with Eli watching
I was
porn.
praying to God that my mom would come into my room with a swimsuit issue of something.
Hey, I bought him a swimsuit issue of the
calendar
The
for-
calendar for
2020. You know what? I think that's what jinxed it when you bought him that calendar for 2020.
What's your approach though when you're like, oh my God, he's looking at a bunch of fucking.
Well, to be honest, it was more of it was an issue with his phone. We found it on accident, so he was already in trouble.
But
about,
what's that conversation look like though when you find that? Well,
Go
let the
ahead,
lady
Blake.
answer first.
No,
Well, I
just want to make sure I get my dues.
Your propers.
Our props.
I wish I didn't have to have the conversation. I wish I had
And so I did.
some. I wish.
Did you talk to him about it?
Yes.
Okay, well
we
tell me what
both
that
talked
looks
about
like.
it.
Tell me what
Both
that looks
talked
like.
about it.
How did that go?
We sat him down at the couch, and go ahead, Blake. I don't.
Well, the main focus was
This is our bag boy Eli looking
Right.
at pornography on his telephone.
right. My main focus was to say, hey, pornography is not how real sex is. It's not how you depict women. That was the most important thing for me. He's gonna watch it. There's nothing you can do to stop it.
Yep.
But he doesn't need to get in the mindset of
This is
a
normal.
girl likes it when you ram your penis into her mouth.
Hold on a second.
They don't.
They do or do not like
They
that.
do not like it.
I gotta make a note of
They
that.
do
Hold on.
not like it.
Hold on.
So for me, it was just like,
Okay. Thank you.
for me, it was just like, hey, I understand you're going to watch this, but this is not how a real relationship is. This is not how real sex happens. This is not how, and I think we did a pretty good, I mean, I really did. I did
And we did follow
I did
it
a-
up with
I-
"You
I
are
did-
too young to be watching
I
this."
did a
so
really good job of like talking
we
to him.
followed it up with "You are entirely too young to be watching this, and you are not to watch
And
it."
I said, you're too young to fall in love, too young to fall in love, too young. Too Young to Fall in Love. Motley Crue.
Can I? Oh, great band, great American band. Can I throw a couple of two things in that?
Sure.
There? One, you don't ever want to stigmatize anything,
Right?
Because if you do, you're basically saying the thing I'm telling you not to do. I want you to do it every day, all the time,
Right.
for the rest of your life.
Right. So I did, point one. I accomplished point one. Thank you.
Two, I would say everything in your life in moderation. Okay, because say you start looking at this stuff all the time, every day, it's gonna kind of it's gonna warp you and get you to. What are you smiling about? What? Go ahead.
Oh no.
Are you looking at Molly? She looks at it all the time, every day.
No, I'm listening to you.
No, you're not.
No,
There's something
I
else
am
going on.
listening. No, I enjoy hearing you talk.
I would just say that everything in moderation.
Right.
Something very funny about that, apparently. Do you know what he's laughing about? All right. Well, I would tell the boy that you don't want to burn yourself out, as it were. What are you laughing about? You're not going to tell us?
I'm having a good time with my friends and family.
Just tell me you're not going to tell us, and I'll drop it.
I'm not going to tell you.
Okay.
What is it? What the fuck are you laughing at?
I'm dropping it. We'll let her take it from here.
Drop
what
like a
are
top.
you laughing at? Let us in on the joke.
It's just a me and Tuckley joke. Me and Tuckley.
Well,
have a
tell me
joke.
about me and Tuckley joke.
You tell me and Tuckley joke. I'm just saying, like, he's right in the fact that if you moderation, if you like for porn, for instance, you watch too much porn, it's bad. If you drink too much, it's bad. If you drive fast too much, it's bad. If you work too much, it's bad.
What's that got to do with Chris Tuckley?
Because he drinks too much, he drives too fast, and he works too much, and doesn't get any sex. That's what he said.
Wow.
No, you think he does?
Yeah.
He's married.
Let's go with yes.
He doesn't. He's married. He doesn't get sex.
How long's he been married?
17 years.
Oh, yeah, no, he's not good.
Beautiful woman, by the way.
Great segue.
They've had sex at least a couple times.
I don't know anything about that.
He went to the University of Leeds, L-E-E-D.
As long as they're in a happy relationship,
Oh, they're
whether
happy.
or not there's sex or not, it should not be a question.
No,
Yeah.
What makes a happy relationship then? If you're in a relationship, what makes a happy relationship? You're saying that sex doesn't have anything to do with a happy relationship. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, if both parties are on the same page. I mean, if one party is like, hey, I have to have sex 24/7 or at least 8 times a week, and the other person is like, no, I'm really not.
Like a 2 times a month person.
Yeah, I'm 2
I
times a
demand
month
it
person.
8 times a week.
You know, then there'll
that,
be an issue.
I would think
but
that if there was a situation where one person wanted to have it 2 times a month and one person wanted to have it 8 times a week, then you could probably have plenty of room to find a common ground.
You would think.
So in this relationship, you don't have to answer this. But this
Chris Tuckley?
This is just me wondering between Blake and Molly, who wants it 8 times a week,
Mo.
and who wants it twice a month? This is me thinking.
That's
That's not really what we're here to do. Now we rate the pilot known as Seann Walsh, One for the Road, based on the television program affectionately and accurately known as Wings from the 1990s. We take a look at all the characters from that program and we assign them a number 1 to 7, 1 being the worst score and ultimately the worst character. That's a fella goes by the name of Roy Biggins. Number 7, that's the best score you're going to get, and that's a guy, his name is Brian Hackett. Molly, as our guest, I turn to you. How do you rate Seann Walsh, One for the Road?
I give it a 3.
Yeah?
Wow.
Yeah, you got a
Chris
good.
Tuckley's rating?
Yep. I can give that to you.
That'd be great if you
Go ahead
did.
and keep talking.
Oh, I give it a bump for good scenery. I give it a bump for good hair, and a bump for I like the stand up when it was standing up.
So you go in from a 3 to a 6 or a 0 to a 3?
0 to a 3.
Okay, so total you give it a 3. Mm-hmm. But there are some redeeming qualities about this program. Is that right?
And the scenery.
The scenery.
Mm-hmm, that's pretty.
A lot to be said about the scenery. And they're in the Scottish Highlands, right?
I don't know, but it was pretty.
We have been educated thoroughly this season.
I liked all the mountains and hills and all that, and then I even liked the little creek bed they were trying to walk across.
Do you know what the difference between the UK and England is?
Yo, mama.
I do not.
Okay, well, the United Kingdom is 4 nations, as it were.
Under God.
England, right?
Okay.
Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. Those are the 4. And I think that what they say, Scotland is going to like branch off and say F you to the UK.
Yeah, they're going to secede.
F you UK, you get that? Fuck.
Hold on.
Did you say United Nations?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wish.
I'm trying to.
You got it?
I kind of fucked it up a little bit, but you got it. You're a grown ass man. You can figure it out.
It's one.
It's the first one and the third one. Ignore the
Third
middle one.
Oh, you just sent another one. Good God Almighty.
All right, so
Captain
my
Philip
score.
Rescher, how do you
you.
rate Seann?
I thought he was a whiny bitch. I wanted to see more of the backstage stuff, like before, like you said. It had potential. I liked your idea of like every season it was a different comedian. The scenery was beautiful. To be honest with you, I have never had any urge to go to the UK except to see Chris Tuckley. But like, I would like to go see some goats in the middle of a fucking field and some sheep on a beautiful landscape. I give this a landscape bump. I give it a 3.
Give it a 3. Boy, you really fucked this up.
I'll do it then. I'll just.
You want to do it?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'll do it.
I'm having trouble finding.
Nope,
Okay,
don't worry about it. I got it.
Fallout from Strictly. Okay,
Don't
I'm
worry about
trying
it.
to find Chris Tuckley's.
It's really long.
Yeah,
It's fine. I got it.
All right, go
Go ahead
ahead.
and segue into it.
Captain Philip Rescher, will you please read Chris?
Seann Walsh won for the road. Only just squeaked into this season of Couch Pilots. Is this a pilot? ? At first glance, it seems not to be. It's a one-off travel log or a special, but it appears the BBC 3, the BBC's channel for piloting new comedy. See also Hailmakers and the Kadir Show, for instance. And the premise, a stand-up comedy tour of the Highlands and Islands. I like that. That's a good name for a podcast. The Highlands and the Islands. Chris Tuckley, get a hold of me. I'm looking for a new show.
Huh?
It seems artificial. Were the makers going for a fly-on-the-wall version of The Trip as a vehicle for Seann Walsh? Certainly the show came to my attention when it was discussed in terms of a pilot on the podcast interview with Walsh that I heard. I didn't really know him outside of the tabloid controversy surrounding his relationship breakup due to his kiss with Strictly Come Dancing dance partner, and his likability enough through, although some, Jesus Christ, Chris.
I found it. You want me to take it?
Yep.
With his Strictly Come Dancing dance partner, and he's likable enough, although there's some obvious posturing for the cameras. There's plenty of comic potential in Sean's travels, too. His hysterics at the caterpillar in the car, his lost voice, and explaining himself to punters outside his canceled gig as he strolls around eating chips. His failure to cross the small river to see Loch Ness, and I had a couple of laughs. Maybe Walsh was in line to be the next Russell Brand, but the fallout from the Strictly Come Dancing debacle seems to have derailed him for the time being. My Couch Pilot score is a 3. Some interesting Tuckley trivia. I noticed that Christian Smith is named in the credits as commissioning editor for the BBC. He was my flatmate in 1998-1999. Good years for the Roses.
Nice.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's pretty close right there. That's pretty close to being like.
That's like a friend of his, someone he was roommates with.
It produced the show.
Yes.
Well, so why could we not get somebody to talk to us?
He was a commissioning editor for this program. That's awesome.
That's great.
That's really cool. Thank you, Chris, for that, and thank you, Blake, for sending that to me. That's awesome. Very
Thank
cool.
you for reading it.
Got a 3. What did you say? What did you give it? You gave it a 3 as
I
well.
gave it a 3.
You gave it a
3?
3? I'm going to go a little higher. Maybe Seann Walsh. I mean, this was before Seann Walsh had the bad publicity. This came out in 2016. His bad publicity, I think, was in 2017, where he had a relationship with an actress lady who seemed very pleasant, and they broke up because of his time on Strictly Come Dancing, where he romanced his dance partner. Dancing is a very physical and sexual thing, don't you think?
Right. It's probably very easy to get into a relationship. Bella, one of the Bella twins, not Brie, the other one.
This is WWF you're talking about.
WWE.
Whatever.
And Nikki Bella. She is now married. Well, no, she's not married, but she had a baby with the dance partner that she had with Dancing on the Stars.
Oh,
She left John Cena to go hang out with what's his face, who
Really?
was her partner with. Yeah,
and she's going to have a baby with him.
she had a baby.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot of drama.
So yeah, sexy dancing can put that in somebody's head.
When you get like these physical specimens, or these people who are very popular or charismatic, and you put them together in something that's as physical as dancing, it's a powder keg. I think
It's gonna shoot off.
it's a powder keg of sexuality.
It's ready to go.
Maybe Seann Walsh wasn't the best person to push this idea forward. But like I went through thoroughly earlier, this, at its heart, there is something good here, something that people who maybe enjoy stand-up comedy would like to see. How does it look when a guy goes on the road? What does he do? What is he doing after the show? Is he going right to his hotel? Is he hanging out with the staff and having a couple of drinks? Is he going out in the town?
Let's
see that.
Is he getting in a fight in front of the bar, outside the bar, smoking a cigarette with some drunk guy?
Yeah, whatever.
Who didn't like his comedy.
Whatever it looks like,
Yeah.
we want to see that. I think there's a good idea here.
We should have the Jukebox Comedy Club open back up. Those comics usually, they travel around and usually they would just hang out in the foyer area and hang out and talk to people.
The comics that come through don't always necessarily do that, but some do. And a local guy who went on to move to Los Angeles, he was the MC here for a while, named Brett Erickson.
Yeah.
What's that? You wonder how she knows Brett Erickson?
I want to know how she knows Brett Erickson, and
Because
B,
I've been to the comedy club.
And B, I want to know why every time you blink your left eye, your hair moves. It's freaking me the fuck out.
Okay.
Don't put a sweater over your shoulder. He'll do a
Jesus
backflip. Good Lord.
Christ. Okay, that's better. The hair has been moved.
Thank you.
There
Brett
was
Erickson every time he'd go to the comedy club, he was the opening act.
He's the MC. Yeah, he's running the show, introducing people. He doesn't do that anymore because, like I said, he's moved on to L.A. But I think he did a podcast, which is smart. If you have if you have a comedy club, make that part of the thing when the guy comes to town.
Yeah.
Interview that comic. Sit down for a half hour, an hour, and talk to them. I think there's something good in that.
I think the last time we went to there, he was back for.
He does
some
come
reason.
back about once a year or so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard him on other bigger podcasts. I've heard Brett Erickson on because of his move to LA. Anyway, I'm kind of stuck between a 4 and a 5. I don't necessarily like Sean. I some of it was all right. I'm gonna give it a 4.
Okay.
There's a good idea here.
Yeah, the premise. You like the premise.
I don't hate Sean. I don't hate him. He's absolutely this whiny bitch pussy who can't deal with walking through a stream or dealing with a caterpillar. It's ridiculous. That shit is ridiculous. But I'm not tuning in because I want to see a guy rip a tree down with his bare hands. I want to see a comic on the road and what that looks like. And he is that. And hopefully the next season, if they were to go forward, we'd see another comic and their opening act get together. I want to see the opening act a little bit. Let them shine. Give them a minute in the sun, will you? Give them 30 seconds an episode, will
Right,
you?
and I'm sure they probably would have had they got a second episode.
Anyway, you guys give it a 3. What did Chris give it, a 3 as well?
Yep.
And I give it a 4. And with that, we close the book on Seann Walsh, One for the Road, and we'll never speak of that show again.
Yeah.
But join us next time, won't you please, when we watch the pilot episode of TIMESLIP. Here's a little something to wet your whistle. A computer hacker battles evil computers and other hackers electronically. You can find...
I love electronics,
but not as much as you see.
Season 26 is going to start off with TIMESLIP.
Okay.
right?
Well, let me finish this up real quick.
Oh, all right.
You can find the entire episode of Time Slip by subscribing to Couch Pilots and SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes, or go to YouTube. Molly?
YouTube. YouTube.
What were we going to say?
You can do tube something tube.
YouTube.
I don't know.
Go to YouTube and you could tube. But, Blake, what were we saying about next season?
Next season, season 26, which is our paper anniversary. Season 26. We're kind of going back old school. That's
We're going to kick it.
That's why we had Molly on this show. Mollz is our a flight attendant.
Our
and
bridge
she's-
to the past.
Yeah, and we're just kind of this whole COVID thing. We've had we've kind of lost. People are like, oh, what happened to DSJ or
Yeah.
what? What's going? So we're going to go back into Couch Pilots lore, I guess you would say, and kind of go back and.
The people who have helped build us from
Right.
day one, the people that are involved with the airline that is Couch Pilots, we're going to dig into it and talk about them some more, and we're going to take the foot off the gas of the guests for
Right,
next season
for
a little
sure.
bit. Yeah.
So we're looking forward to it for sure. So Mollz, welcome back to work. We're gonna,
Oh, yay, I get to start flying again.
You
I'm
you
so
were furloughed?
excited. I was taking a paycheck.
well.
Blake, this whole season,
Let's not get excited about a paycheck.
this whole season, you've been talking about people in the UK, famous people, notorious people in the UK. You've been giving us information, and you said from episode 1 all the way to this episode 10 of this season, there's a connective tissue. There's something.
And you haven't been able to figure it
And
out.
I cannot crack the code. Each week you're talking about something. Last week was very odd. You didn't give us a name.
I was trying to just be tricky, but there's a reason. I don't just randomly. These are all famous people.
Are you
from
going to
the
help
UK.
us kind of tie it all together right now?
I would think you stupid sons of bitches would figure it out.
This is
but-
the last episode of this season.
right.
I can't see you going forward in the next season doing UK people and talking.
I tell you
about
what, if you both can't figure it out at the end of this, when I describe this other famous person,
Right.
then I will go ahead and disclose why they're famous.
them. Okay.
These are all people, Molly. These are all people that have been famous in the UK.
Okay.
All right,
No, UK, not okay. Okay.
you okay?
You
Oh,
okay?
UK?
UK too.
Okay.
You okay? UK.
You say UK too?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jack the Ripper was an unidentified serial killer active in a largely impoverished area in and around Whitechapel district of London in 1888. In both the crime cases files, contemporary journalists account the killer was called the Whitechapel Murderer and the Leather Apron. Okay. He was. This happened between 1888 and 1891. Attacks ascribed by Jack the Ripper typically involved female prostitutes who lived and worked around the slums of East End of London, whose throats were cut prior to abdominal mutilation. The removal of internal organs from at least 3 of the victims led to proposals that their killer had some anatomical or surgical knowledge. What do you think about that? So, quite a few murders. There's some letters that were sent to the local papers during this.
The best part about this is that you are feeling in real time that Blake is reading this for the first time. You're experiencing it for the first time along with him.
I mean, everybody
Sure.
every birdie has talked or heard about Jack the Ripper.
Yeah, absolutely. I've heard.
Right?
It went unsolved.
Unsolved. And that is the thing. A lot of times you hear about serial killers, 90% of the time, it's found out who it is, right? Jack the Ripper has never been found out. Science today...
Jack the Ripper's Chris Tuckley.
Hold on.
Hey, whoa. Whoa.
Hold on a second.
I mean, come on.
Hold on a second.
We're gonna stay at his flat. Don't be calling him Jack the Ripper.
You're the one that brought Jack.
When
I'm
you-
a little confused. You started the whole Jack the Ripper thing with this. If you guys can't figure it out, blah 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 blah. After I do this, blah blah blah. And now all of a sudden you're talking about Jack the Ripper. So how am I supposed to, from that whole conversation you had with
Right.
Jack the Ripper, find out which part of which? You're just confusing
She's
me more.
making a lot of sense, Blake.
Well, it's because she hasn't listened to 9 episodes.
Oh, that makes more sense. Yeah,
Okay, that's right.
yeah, that's true.
You
What
take
Blake said makes more sense.
you take
Okay,
some.
so Chris is not Jack the Ripper.
I didn't say.
Oh, okay.
Jason, you've listened to all 10 episodes.
Yeah.
You've listened to all my famous UK people.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea what they all have in common?
You've been to my house, right?
Oh, many times.
And you're, I don't know why that's funny.
I've never been to his house.
You never been to his house?
There's
He won't let you in.
There's a wall that I've completely cleared off from all pieces of artwork. I put up a giant cork board. In this season of Couch Pilots, I've been putting up pictures and thoughts and ideas, and I've been putting
News articles.
little pieces of string, trying to
Wikipedia
connect them.
pages.
Yeah, I've been printing. I went to Wikipedia and I just said print all.
And you're just,
And I've been
I had to go refill the paper like 5 times.
And as we all know, Wikipedia, the amount of information can fill up a tray 5 times.
Well, I usually say 800 million, but I thought that was
the
exaggeration.
the cork board. I can't make hide nor hair of it.
Does that make your house smell?
My house smells a lot like cork right now.
I bet it does.
like sopping wet cork.
I bet
Blake,
it does.
I'm gonna take a stab at this. Every person that on your list is named Jack.
What list?
not
This
true.
list of people that he's accrued over the past season. Is that not it? Did I break it?
No,
what
you didn't
what
break
was
it.
the list? Can you briefly go through the list? The last guy was
Good
Jack.
God, do not
No,
let
just
him
briefly.
go through the whole list.
Just give me the names. Can you I was expecting a list of names.
He doesn't even have that information handy. Yeah.
I was.
Well,
I
how is
was-
that fair? Come on, give me the names.
No,
You should be able to remember.
people listened the whole.
Oh yeah, they know.
Honey, I was front loaded and back loaded last week.
Yeah.
I'm not prepared.
I do
Don't-
not understand what that means. Front loaded and back loaded.
Can I tell you what it means?
Was he?
It means I don't want to do something, so I will say these words as a way to get me out of doing that thing.
Jason, do you remember the names?
There was, as far as I'm concerned, they're all named Jack. That's why I guessed that.
Oh.
Blake, that's not right. You say, can you please clear up what have you been doing all season? What is this adding up to?
All season.
Yeah.
No, I want to guess one more time.
Okay.
They all of the pilots.
It's already wrong. Sorry.
No, all
Has nothing to do with the pilots.
She said 3 words, and then she's already wrong.
She's like anti-Henny Youngman.
No, I mean like all the pilots.
Take my wife, please.
No, this is not.
Fine, I'm sticking with that. Chris is Jack the Ripper,
Okay.
and Chris's middle name is Jack.
No.
Damn,
All right, Blake, out with it, please. Let's wrap this fucking show up.
Christopher Jack.
Let's wrap this season up.
Christopher Jack Tuckley.
I like it.
Wouldn't it be funny if his middle name was Jack? I didn't know it. Oh Jesus.
Chris is your middle name, Jack.
Everybody that I have
Yes.
spotlighted
Yes.
on the season 25, the Tuckley 10 part 2,
Yeah.
they were all serial killers.
What?
From the UK.
Who was last week? You didn't give the name last week.
Chris Jack Tuckley.
All right. Molly, thank you so much for being on this show.
Did you have fun? I told you we were gonna have fun. Did you have fun?
Yeah, I had a good time.
How many times did you get mad at me during this almost 2-hour episode?
3.
Okay, that's not bad. You know what? Not bad. Not bad.
In the scheme of things, pretty good.
Yeah,
I love you.
love you too.
I love you too. Oh, sorry. Blake, thank you. And,
No, thank you.
And you know what I want to say too? Thank you, Chris Tuckley.
Oh,
Thank you for this season.
Yeah, no, seriously.
This has been a great, wonderful season. I love the UK pilots. It brings a little something different to the table for us.
Yeah, you have to really pay attention because you can't understand what they're talking
Right. They talk
Mainly
too
that.
fast.
Chris Tuckley is an amazing fan. He has dived so deep into Couch Pilots lore that it kind of like ignited us to do season 26 in regards to Couch Pilots lore. He's great. I teased this last week. Dee Dee has put up a challenge against Chris Tuckley. Ooh. She wants him to pick a UK pilot and her to pick an Australian pilot, and she wants to see the winner has the worst pilot.
So, okay, before we have done, we did the Pilots Challenge, a season of
Sure.
Couch Pilots, where we talk about the pilot episodes of TV shows that we do like,
Right.
and that made it, that
Right.
were a success. And we said who will win based on the number of downloads.
And I
now,
won.
is Dee Dee proposing who will win based on the downloads, or who will win based on our ratings?
I
of
think
the
it's
shows?
based on our ratings. Whoever
Okay.
has the worst rating would win.
Gotcha.
It's like give us the biggest shithole.
Okay,
And
bring it on.
Yeah.
Why would they want to give us the big shithole? I think giving us the best pilot would make it more.
No, we
It's
love.
up to Dee Dee's defining the rules. We'll let her
Yeah.
decide.
And she's going on holiday for the first. Her and Barb are going on holiday for the first time in almost since 1997.
90. Well, congratulations.
1997.
Have a great time.
They've never went on holiday together.
Where they
Going
going?
to the beach?
They're going to the mountains.
Awesome. Have a great time.
There's no fucking beaches in Australia.
Oh, fuck, there is.
Well, Australia is an island, so I would imagine the entire border of the
Come
country
on.
is.
Where the fuck are there going to be mountains in Australia?
In the middle.
And with that.
You know what's funny is because no, it's seriously no. It's funny is we were talking the other day, me and her, and when they go on vacation, we're gonna FaceTime. We're gonna have a beer together on FaceTime.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
I hope you take some screenshots and then let us see that, and then we'll enjoy that very much. And by the time this is out, the basketball video is definitely
it's
out.
out.
Right?
It's so out.
Okay.
I'm gonna link it the next 2 episodes. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Okay. All right.
Jesus Christ.
This pilot may have been rough.
always
The
a smooth-
season. The season may have been rough.
No, it's not rough.
It's always a smooth flight here on Couch Pilots. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next season.
See ya.
Smoke a fag for me.
On behalf